CQ Clinical is your one-stop shop for all clinical operations and clinical quality needs. Accelerate clinical trial processes with the next-generation cloud solution to reduce data processing time and improve clinical study administration across the entire trial lifecycle. Welcome to a short demo of ComplianceQuest CQ Clinical powered by CloudBiz built on Salesforce that includes an end-to-end single unified clinical platform including clinical operations, study startup, clinical trial management, electronic trial master files, electronic data capture, and safety and pharmacovigilance, along with all the benefits of collaboration, chatter, portals, reporting and dashboards, analytics, and mobile accessibility. Let's get started.
As a user, you log into this system and arrive at this homepage. Along the top, you have the navigation bar where you can access different aspects of the system, such as your accounts, contacts, studies, and so on. In the top center of the homepage is a global search where you can quickly navigate to a particular screen or section in the system. Over to the right are some personal system settings that may be useful to the user, such as changing the password, time zone, and more. In the center of the screen are dashboards that provide useful KPIs and metrics right when the user logs into the system. On the right-hand side of the homepage lives the task list and other useful information for the user to view. Relevant dashboards and lists can be displayed based on the role of the user. In the Clinical Studies tab, the user can view the list of all of the trials. The user may create different lists to segment the data and even decide who gets to view these lists. The search box allows the user to quickly find a study without having to manually scroll through the screen. These buttons on the right provide the user the ability to modify the columns in this view, change the look of the page, add charts, and also add filters to this view. To create a new study, the user can simply click on the new button and create and save the new study. ComplianceQuest Clinical powered by CloudBiz also has import and export features, making it easy to import large amounts of studies and or other data at once. When the user clicks on one of these studies, he or she will be taken to the study page. At the top, the user can see the name of the study, and below that, the key information related to the study. The right-hand corner of the study page has useful buttons for the user to perform actions related to the study. Underneath over here, you will see different sub-tabs where you can access information related to this study. These are organized to mimic the study startup process from the planning of the study to the conduct of the study and all the way through. Scrolling down the details page, the user can view information about the study such as protocol details, study objectives, enrollment metrics, eligibility criteria, and more. The Planning sub-tab has information related to planning activities of the study, such as milestones, tasks, regulatory submission status, detailed protocol information, key trial contacts, study team information, and more. The Visit Plan sub-tab is where the visit schedule based on the protocol can be created. The system walks the user through 4 steps to create the visit plan. In the first step, the user names and assigns a version of the visit plan. In the second step, the user captures all of the visits that is part of the protocol and indicates the windows. The third step is where the user enters all of the procedures that will take place in those visits that were added in the second tab. The next step is where the user can add any tasks that are not related to procedures. And in the last step, the system automatically combines the visits and procedures created into an easy-to-read visit schedule grid, similarly to what you would see in the protocol. The Financials sub-tab houses your budgets, payments, and invoices pertaining to this study. ComplianceQuest Clinical powered by CloudBiz allows users to create study and site budgets right in the system. For example, if I open a budget, in this case a site budget that I already have open, you can see relevant information at the top of the page. Underneath all of the expense buckets, such as invoiceable items, non-refundable startup fees, and subject costs, you can see the tasks that live beneath these expense buckets. For example, under invoiceable items, I see these relevant tasks or line items. Underneath the non-refundable startup fees, I see these tasks and line items. And by clicking on the subject cost, the visit plan that was created earlier is automatically brought in here. The system also automatically brings in the procedure costs and allows you to edit the cost per unit based on the negotiated rates with the site. Then the Summary tab sums the total cost of all the expense buckets and displays it here. Since our system is template-driven, users can create budget templates or rate cards and apply them to multiple studies or sites. This saves tons of time from manually creating each of these expense buckets and costs. When you apply these templates while you're creating a budget, the system automatically creates the expense buckets and related costs. On top of that, the user can manually add expense buckets by clicking on this plus sign and also tasks. Manually adding these would only add to the site budget and not affect the master template. Then once you're budgeting, you may generate this budget in an Excel and or PDF with just a click of a button. But before that, if you want to submit it for approval or send it through DocuSign, you can do that. And as stated earlier, to generate the Excel, you would click this button, or you can simply click this budget PDF and or generate this nice, clean budget PDF for you to download and use and share internally and externally. Navigating back study page, next is the projection subtab, which provides an easy-to-use worksheet where the user may directly enter data to create projections that would help in planning before the study commences. You can view this by month, quarterly, or yearly. The Startup tab is where the user can manage feasibility survey statuses and startup documents and its status. ComplianceQuest Clinical powered by CloudBiz allows you to create and send feasibility surveys to your sites directly from the system. The user clicks the site feasibility button at the top, where the system will pop up a screen with 3 steps. In the first step, the user chooses the account he or she wants to send the survey to. Filters can be used on the right to select specific accounts. Multiple accounts can be chosen. Once the user selects an account and clicks Next, the second step displays only the contacts for the chosen account in step 1. The user then can select one or multiple contacts and click Next. The last and final step displays the contacts the user selected on the left and the email preview in the center. Once the user clicks Send, the email gets sent to the contact. The contact then receives the email and can open the survey through the email. Once the contact opens the survey and clicks the Take Feasibility Survey button, the system prompts the contact to verify using his or her email address. Once the survey is opened, the contact is then able to take the survey. As soon as the survey is submitted, the system records the responses so that the reports can be generated to analyze responses across surveys. The user may click the Export Feasibility button at the top right-hand corner on the study page to export all of the responses across all of the surveys for the study in an Excel format for further analysis. The Clinical Sites subtab houses all of the clinical sites that are participating in the study. We will come back to this section when we dive into the site page in just a moment. Continuing on with the subtabs in the study page, the user can view risks in the Risk-Based Monitoring or RBM subtab. Based on the set risk indicators and thresholds, the system automatically recommends if monitoring visits should be pushed up or out. Scrolling through this screen, the user can view risk information by category, site, and other key details pertaining to the risks for the study. There are other several subtabs, but due to the interest of time, we will not dive into all of them. On the right-hand side of the screen is a collaboration center, where the user can use this area to easily send emails, create tasks, and more. The chatter feature allows users to easily communicate with others in the system while in context with what they are working on. For example, I can message another user, Danny, please ensure we have our CRAs available for the upcoming site monitoring visits for next month. Once this is sent, Danny would receive a notification where he would be directly routed to the study page. As promised, let's dive back into the Clinical Sites subtab and open a site page. Now, if I go to the Clinical Sites subtab and open up a site, which I already have opened up in a different tab, you see the site page. It's similarly laid out as the study page, where you see the site name at the top and below some relevant information. The Details subtab has information related to the site. At the top here, an enrollment projection report is displayed. Our solution allows you to display charts throughout the system where it is most relevant for your users. As you scroll down the Details page, the user can view the site name, site number, status of the site, key site assignments, key milestone dates, enrollment information, document collection status, and more. The Financial subtab has financials related to the site just as the study page. The Startup subtab is where the user can view the site team and their roles, milestones and tasks, and track essential documents for the site. As stated previously, the system is template-based, so when you create a new site in the system and click this button, Generate Study Document Checklist, the system automatically creates the list of documents that need to be collected for the site. Then the user can open one of the document records. For example, I already have one open here. View the key information pertaining to the document and even upload the document to the eTMF directly from this page. Once uploaded, the user can mark it as completed, where the status would automatically change to green. The user may also route this document through a defined approval process before uploading to the eTMF. Then, the user can navigate back to the site page, click the Essential Document Checklist PDF button on the top right-hand corner, and view the document checklist status for the site as a whole. This can be downloaded as well to share internally or externally. Before diving deep into the monitoring subtab and related features, I just wanted to point out that there are other subtabs at the site level that we will not go over today. The monitoring subtab is where the user can view the site monitoring visit calendar. Any past and upcoming visits can be viewed here. Below the calendar, the user can view visit details and monitoring reports. If you look at the calendar, there's an interim monitoring visit scheduled for July 30th. The CRA can click into the calendar, which directs him or her to the site visit page where details of the future site visit can be viewed. The confirmation letter can be sent directly from here. All the user needs to do is add the recipient, select the template, and the system automatically generates the confirmation letter, pulling in the information dynamically from the system. Then press send. This is another example where ComplianceQuest Clinical powered by CloudBiz is template driven, saving you tons of time from manually typing out this email. To launch this monitoring report, the CRA can simply navigate to the monitoring report subtab and click the launch monitoring report button, which will open the report. If the report is in progress, the CRA would see the information that was filled out prior. If it's a new one, the report will be blank as it's new. I'll show you a report that is already filled out for this demonstration. While the CRA is conducting the on-site or remote visit, he or she can directly enter data into this report. CRFs reviewed and its related details can be directly captured through this report. Protocol deviations discussed and or discovered during this visit can also be directly added here. And the same goes for adverse events. If the CRA has any action items that need to be noted down, those can be added in the action items section. Once the report is filled out, the CRA can sign and submit the report. If there is a defined approval process, the CRA can submit the report through the approval process by simply clicking the Submit to Approval button. Once the report is finally approved, clicking the Monitoring Report PDF button will generate the report in a PDF format with all of the responses as entered in the report. Following this, the PDF can then be uploaded into the eTMF with just a click of a button. Then the follow-up letter can be directly sent from this page. Similarly to how the confirmation letter was sent, you simply add the recipient, select the template, and the system automatically pulls in the action items, protocol deviations, and any adverse events into the email, avoiding manual work during this process. Finally, once the user sends the follow-up letter, he or she can upload it into the eTMF. Send it. System creates a record here and simply click this button to upload to the eTMF. You have already seen a couple of places in the system where you can automatically upload to the eTMF, like in the case of essential documents and monitoring reports. Here you see the eTMF. At the top, you can search for documents within the eTMF. Over here on the left are all of your study folders. By expanding one, the user can see 4 different levels. The holding area acts as a staging folder before you move documents into the eTMF. Sponsors can provide site access to the holding area so they can drop documents directly through the investigator portal. The study level has the standard DIA structure. The country level has all of the countries that the study is being run in, which underneath each lies the DIA structure. And the site level has all of the sites which underneath lies the DIA structure. ComplianceQuest Clinical powered by Cloudbiz comes pre-built with the latest TMF reference model by DIA, but also provides the ability to create custom folder structures for specific studies where you may feel that the TMF reference model is not the right fit. eTMF allows you to drag and drop files. Say a site personnel using the investigator portal drops a file into the holding area. Let's open up a file and let's drag and drop. As an eTMF manager from the sponsor side, the document would be accessible in the eTMF here. Then the eTMF manager can click the document where the system routes you to the document metadata page, which I already have opened here. In this page, the eTMF manager can view the document preview on the left and the metadata on the right side by side, eliminating data entry errors while filling out metadata. So the manager can come in here, enter the data, make sure everything looks good, and press save. After filling out the metadata, the eTMF manager may route this document through a defined approval process. They also have the option to route it back to the site if the investigator portal is being used. Once the document has been approved, the eTMF manager can move the document from the holding area into the appropriate eTMF folder. Based on where the document is moved, study, country, or site level, the system will automatically change the document name. For example, this name, as you can see now, is Clinical Trial IRB Approval. If this document is moved, let's say we choose a Canadian folder. Since it's an IRB approval, it'll be moved in here, 4.1.1. And I move this. As you can see, the document name changes automatically. The naming format for each folder can be specified in the system as well. Along with auto-naming capabilities, the system has various automated quality checks such as duplicate control checks and validations at the metadata level that ensure that the user enters in required document metadata. Lastly, ComplianceQuest Clinical powered by Cloudbiz comes with over 200 pre-built reports and dashboards that start to blossom with colors, graphs, and charts as you start entering data into the system. Some of them are clinical study dashboard, a study startup dashboard, site performance metrics, forecasts and accruals, a site monitoring dashboard. You have the risk-based monitoring or RBM dashboard, eTMF dashboard. Users may download these dashboards, blow these up, present them during a presentation. You also may download the entire dashboard into an image and also choose to subscribe to them.
As you've seen, CQ Clinical powered by Cloudbiz delivers a next-generation modern cloud decentralized solution of end-to-end clinical trial operations with real-time data visibility to give companies comprehensive control over how clinical trials are operated, streamlined, recorded, reported, and tracked in compliance with industry regulations. CQ Clinical ensures streamlined, customer-centric support throughout the distinctive requirements across all 4 phases of clinical trials, including study startup, patient recruitment, budgeting, pharmacovigilance, and much more. It also helps in cohesive communication amongst CROs, sponsors, sites, and all other stakeholders involved. With the availability of consolidated and updated data on a single platform, stakeholders of the clinical trial can track all parties involved and benefit with data-backed real-time decision-making. For a detailed demo, please email us at marketing@compliancequest.com or call us at 408-458-8343 or visit www.compliancequest.com.